What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's been a lot going on in the world of video games, especially for a little company called Falcom. Not only was their 2025 run generational, but their lineup for 2026 might be even crazier than we thought. If you weren't already aware, Falcom recently had their annual shareholders meeting, and man, what a night that was.
In this household, Dingo is a hero. Will you Skype it? Skype it on fucking. Leave it on the lines.
Oh my fucking
fuck.
no.
Oh my
Generational. But outside of all the jokes, the meeting itself felt different this year, and that's because Falcom only showed off one game, that being Trails in the Sky second chapter. Granted, the announcement itself was pretty hype. The new art they showed off looked absolutely beautiful, and from the new screenshots, the game itself looks just as amazing as first chapter. However, I couldn't really call this a new announcement, you know? We already knew second chapter was gonna get remade, and the trailer they dropped was the same teaser we saw at the end of the first game. With this being the only announcement, I couldn't help but feel a bit let down. After all the hype and speculation around Falcom potentially putting out 2 games a year, it looks like Sky Second Chapter is their only 2026 game. Or is it? During the night of the shareholders meeting, Kondo did a Q&A session. Some of these responses gave us some insight into why this year's shareholders meeting felt so lackluster and what exactly they have planned for next year. The link to said Q&A will be in the description if you want to go through everything yourself. Now, depending on who you are, the biggest surprise about the shareholders meeting was the absence of Kai no Kiseki 2. I've already mentioned this before, but the gaps between Trails releases usually aren't this long. So it was only natural for people to expect the next game to at least be announced that night. But no, not a thing. Kondo straight up said that Kai's sequel just isn't finished yet, and apologized for any concern caused by the lack of an announcement, or any information at all really. Kondo also went on to say that the development of the Sky remake was started to ease the exhaustion of the devs who were hard at work on Kai and its eventual sequel. Personally, I'm not too shocked about Kai 2 being absent from the shareholders meeting. I mean, for one, if it was coming out next year, it would have been mentioned in November's investor report alongside the second chapter remake. This might come from me still being on CS4 and not eagerly awaiting the next game like most fans, but I think letting Falcom take their time with not only Kai 2, but the rest of their new games in general will only be for the best. The quality of their releases in the past few years has genuinely been nothing but incredible, and if they need more time to keep things consistent, I'm totally fine with that. But speaking of taking their time, there's been one question burning in the hearts of Falcom fans for years now. Where is Tokyo Xanadu 2? We're starting to close in on 2 years since the new project's teaser, and we've gotten absolutely nothing since then. Well, at long last, Kondo finally said something about it. I know that many of you feel that today's announcements are insufficient. However, next year, Falcom will mark its 45th anniversary. We want to build excitement, so we'll be announcing things step by step starting from the new year. We're not being stingy. Kondo is basically saying that they've got more stuff cooking, they're just waiting for the right time to start showing things off. Keep in mind, this statement was in response to someone asking about Tokyo Xanadu 2, so there's a high chance that the game is done, or has been done for some time now, but they've held off on showing anything until Falcom's anniversary next year. However, even with that statement, it's hard to say if they mean big announcements right out the gate on January 1st, or, somewhat more likely, starting from the month of the 45th anniversary, which would be in March of 2026. Either way, it looks like we won't have to wait much longer until Tokyo Xanadu 2's first proper trailer. On top of whatever else Falcom has cooking outside of Trails or Tokyo Xanadu, like, you know, Ys. I'll admit, I didn't exactly have huge expectations for anything Ys related during the shareholders meeting. We already know that the next game is being worked on, and that's more than enough for me. At most, I figured we'd get a new memoir game, or if we were ungodly lucky, something about Ys 8 Mobile. but with Falcom seemingly pushing the rest of their announcements to early next year, I think it's safe to say we'll get something at the very least, whether that be East 6 Memoir, official announcements of the PC Engine game ports, or maybe something we can't even begin to predict. It's an anniversary after all. There's no telling how crazy Falcom will go with the announcements. For all we know, East vs Trails 2 could be in the works. And on the topic of East, there's one more thing from that Q&A session I want to talk about. The topic of re-releases like Proud Nordics was brought up, saying that doing such a thing would discourage people from buying the game at launch. They also questioned why they didn't just make it DLC instead. Pretty valid question, to be honest. The new content in Proud was good, but not I should buy the game again good, you know? Now, Kondo's response to this question was probably the most interesting, at least to me. He basically said they straight up couldn't make Proud Nordics DLC due to platform limitations. I take this as Kondo saying they couldn't just slap on DLC because the new content took advantage of the Switch 2's extra power, so putting that stuff on the Switch 1 would have been damn near impossible. He also says that a hybrid model will emerge for games, part physical and part online. I could be getting the wrong message, but I assume the online part means additional content through DLC sometime after release. I really hope this means that in the future, if they ever get ideas for more content, they just make it DLC instead of releasing the game again. I really don't want to deal with another Proud Nordic situation. The timing was just so unfortunate. Thankfully, it seems like Falcom realized that this wasn't the best idea. But yeah, that's about everything from this year's shareholders meeting. Again, the Q&A session is in the description if you want to go through it yourself. Despite Falcom only showing off Sky's second chapter as their 2026 game, don't write things off just yet. There's a lot more to come next year with their 45th anniversary, so all we can do now is just wait to see what else Falcom has cooking. Anyways, that's all from me. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.